All right, time now for a look at some of the day's business news. And for that, we can speak to France 24's own Cole Stangler. Cole, tell us, it looks like a slow day to close out the week on the financial markets.
That's right. Well, investors really trying to balance optimism over the potential vaccine rollouts with some more short-term concerns. Among them, the fact that new stimulus in the U.S. seems to be stalled yet again as we have disagreements between Republicans and Democrats. But let's start off here with those European market figures. The major European index is all in negative territory here. The FTSE down 0.16%, the CAC 40 here in Paris down around a third for percent, and the DAX down just over a quarter of a percent. Investors also, of course, monitoring negotiations over a post-Brexit trade deal. The EU and the UK have a deadline of Sunday to try to reach an agreement there. Asian indexes mixed here to close out the week. The Nikkei and the Shanghai Composite both with some losses. Did see some slight gains on the Hang Seng, and the Kospi in Seoul up nearly 0.9%.
Cole, meanwhile, a major development in Cuba. After decades of the country having two currencies, from January 1st, it will have just one. Take us through this reform.
So this would put an end to the so-called dual currency system, which has been in place since the 1990s. Right now, Cubans have the Cuban peso, which is the historic national currency, and then also the Cuban convertible peso, which was put in place in the 90s during the post-Soviet economic crisis in Cuba. It's roughly equivalent to the US dollar. Under these changes, the convertible peso will disappear on New Year's Day. You'll only in Cuba have the Cuban peso, whose official exchange rate is fixed right now at 24 pesos per dollar. And this reform has been announced before. It's been delayed for some time now, seeming to finally move forward at a very difficult time for the Cuban economy. It's suffering a lot from the hit from the COVID crisis and the lack of tourists in particular to the country. The idea is, in the long run, this is going to make the economy more stable.
You mentioned the Cuban economy has been feeling some pressure lately. What sort of advantages does this reform offer for the Cuban people?
So the Cuban peso, of course, is a weaker currency. So the transition could be a bit rough to start. One particular risk is inflation. The price of goods is expected to rise, and the government has already announced major hikes in wages and pension benefits to try to offset that. Another potential problem in the short term is that companies that currently rely on that stronger currency, the convertible peso, could see an uptick in production costs when they transition. However, they will be then expected to boost exports because weaker currencies tend to stimulate exports. They tend to make imports less attractive. So in the long run, more generally, this move is expected to make companies more efficient in Cuba, and potentially also mean that some of the less efficient companies could then be closed down. So the broader calculation is that these short-term costs, these sort of growing pains, so to speak, are going to be worth it in the long run. At the same time, the country's president, Miguel Diaz-Canel, has said that the move is not, quote, a magical solution to all of the country's economic problems. And of course, there are many. Among the big question marks, the other big question marks, tourism. Is tourism going to rebound once this crisis passes? And then are relations going to improve with the United States, with the incoming Joe Biden administration? There is some hope that Biden will maybe reverse those Trump sanctions we've seen on Cuba. Also some hope that he'll perhaps ease travel rules for Americans to go to Cuba. So those questions, we'll find out more in the coming months, but certainly a lot of question marks for the Cuban economy.
All right. Thank you very much, Cole. Cole Stangler reporting there.